The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello, again welcome back to the English class. Hope you all are healthy, isn't it? Take healthy food and drink plenty of water and keep your body healthy and strong. Okay? Yes. So let's start today's class. Okay? Yes. Today we are starting a new chapter. Chapter 10, A Plea to the World. Okay? So take page number 73 in your studio. Chapter 10, A Plea to the World. Overview. In this lesson, we will read a poem where children write a letter to the grown-ups. The next one, learn to use forms of the verb to do in sentences. Then third one, explore the short forms of some words. And the last one, use words to measure nouns. So, these are the things that we are going to study through this chapter. Okay? Yes. So, now let's start the chapter with a pep activity. Observe these pictures. What do you think is happening in each? Discuss with a partner. Write your responses in the space provided next to each picture. So, what do you think is happening in each picture? Let's see. In the first picture, that boy is wasting the water. He is brushing, but the shower is on, isn't it? So the water is flowing and is getting wasted in this first picture. And look at the second picture. And in the second picture, we can see that boy is throwing the chocolate wrapper in the public place. There is a trash bin, but instead of that, he is throwing that chocolate wrapper on the road. And the next one, that man is cutting the tree. As we all know, trees are the oxygen suppliers, isn't it? Without oxygen, we can't live. And this man is cutting the tree. And the last picture, we can see a traffic block. And we can see the smoke from the vehicles. And this makes the air polluted, isn't it? Yes, and it causes many health issues too, isn't it? Yes. So, what would you do in each of these situations? Give reasons. So, if you were there in that situations, what would you do? It is the question. And you have to give reasons too. How do you feel when you see or experience each of these situations? Why do you think it made you feel that way? So, what do you or how do you feel when you see or experience each of these situations? You have to write the answers for these questions in that space provided. Okay? Yes. These are situations that you or an adult around you may face in your day-to-day lives. So, all these situations are familiar for us, isn't it? Yes, and these are the situations that we or our elders face in our day-to-day lives. Let us now read an interesting and thoughtful letter written to all the grown-ups in the world. A letter to grown-ups. Who are grown-ups? Yes, the elder people or the adults. This poem is written by Steve Ann Wild. Dear grown-ups, please leave all the flowers there and do not cut the trees. We need the trees to make fresh air and flowers to feed the bees. So, it is in a way that children are requesting to the grown-ups or to the adults or to the elder people. Dear grown-ups, please leave all the flowers there and do not cut down the trees. So they are asking or requesting the elder people not to cut the trees and to leave the flowers free. Leave the flowers on its plant itself and don't pluck them. We need the trees to make fresh air and flowers to feed the bees. Then next, please do not always use your car to take you everywhere because the fumes go very far and heat the atmosphere. And they are saying that please do not always use your car to take you everywhere. Please don't take car or any other vehicles to take us or to take you everywhere. Why they are saying so? Let's see. Because the fumes go very far and heat the atmosphere. What is meant by fumes? Yes, smoke. So as we all know, fumes get generated from the vehicles when they get started, and these fumes go very far and heat the atmosphere. Then soon sun will be too hot and all the plants will die. So they are saying that when this fumes or smoke mix with the atmosphere, these fumes will heat the atmosphere. Then the sun will be too hot and all the plants will die due to its heat. Is it clear? Yes. So please get out and walk a lot to see the clear blue sky. And the children are requesting the grown-ups or the elder people that please get out and walk a lot. They are asking the elder people to not to use vehicles and instead of that to walk a lot to see the clear blue sky. So when we travel in a car, we can't see the sky, isn't it? So they are requesting the elders that to get out of the vehicles and to walk a lot to see the clear blue sky. Then we will run and jump and play and grow up strong and tall. Then we will be happy every day and we will thank you all with love from the children. Walking is very good for health, isn't it? Yes. And when we reduce the use of vehicles, the atmosphere will not get polluted. The atmospheric pollution due to the fumes from the vehicles can also be reduced. If the adults do all these things, children will be very happy, and they are saying that they will run and jump and play and grow up strong and tall. Then we will be happy every day and we will thank you all with love from the children. Children, they are the leaders or they are the people to guide the next generation. So they have to know the nature. They should breathe the fresh air. They should run, jump and play. They want fresh air, clean nature and all. This poem talks about the careless actions of grown-ups and also a request made by children to the elder people. The children like you need a safe and clean earth to live. For that, we should take care of the nature for the next generation. So this is a poem about the request made by the children to the grown-ups to keep the earth clean and beautiful for the next generation. So we should not pollute the earth. We should take care of the nature. All these plants, trees, then water resources, air, nature, all these things are very, very essential for our life. So that we should take care of the nature. We should reduce the use of vehicles. We should not cut trees. We should not pluck the flowers. We should walk a lot. It will help us to understand or to love the nature more. This is the poem about. Okay. Yes. So now you are students or children. One day you will become an adult. Isn't it? So then too you should love the nature and you should take care of it. So we can work in hand to make the earth a more better place. Okay? Yes. So now let's learn some grammar. Okay? So now take page number 80 in your studio. Grammar. Recall that the verb to have as a main verb implies the meaning of possession. Do you know what is possession? What is the meaning of possession? Yes, ownership. Okay. When we use it to talk about an action, we only use have. The meaning of to have is possession, that is ownership. But when we use it to talk about an action, we use only have. We do not use to have but only have. For example, they have a red car. They have a red car. Here, the have is used to indicate possession. In the next example, I have a bath every day. Now it is indicating an action. I have a bath every day. Bathing is an action, isn't it? So, I have a bath every day. So, in the first example, have is used to indicate possession. And in the next example, have is used to indicate an action. Now, read about different forms of verb to have in figure 2. Underline the verb in each sentence. Complete the table using examples of your own. Form of verb have. Used with I, you, we and they. This is used in present tense. Used in a sentence, I have a job. So here it is ownership, possession. So I have a job. Here have is used in present tense along with I, you, we and they. And the next one has. So these all are the different forms of to have, that means possession or action. Okay. Next one has. This verb is used in present tense along with he, she, it, etc. Okay. Raima has a red bicycle. Raima has a red bicycle. So this form of verb, that is has, is used with he, she and it in present tense. Arun has a brown horse. Okay. And the next form of verb is had. This verb is used only in past tense along with I, you, we, they, he, she and it. Kriba had an early lunch. Kriba had an early lunch. So here the form of verb is had. It is used along with I, you, we, they, he, she, it, etc. And it is used in past tense. It is used only in past tense. And the next one is having. When we use ing in a verb, it is continuous tense, isn't it? Sleeping, watching, running, playing, studying, writing, isn't it? Yes. So this is used in continuous tense along with I, you, we, they, he, she and with it. I am having a bath, or she is having the lunch. Okay, so this is continuous. Okay, yes. So all these forms have, has, had and having are the different forms of the verb to have. So you have to underline the verb in each sentence and you should complete the table using the examples your own. Okay, yes. So we use the verb to have to show or to indicate possession and also action. So read the content thoroughly. If you have any doubt, you can contact your teacher. Okay, read the content thoroughly and do your home funs. Okay, so we'll meet you in the next class. Till then, bye bye.